Woo. Hey guys, I am back. Okay, now we can continue on. This is part 2 of The Science of Getting Rich. We're on chapter 5. We hit the middle of chapter 5. I had a little emergency I had to attend to, and I knew it might take a while, so I didn't want the live stream to be going while I'm handling the little emergency. So kind of hear some music, seeing if it's going to get like louder here. But you see Money's feet in the background. She's sleeping right here on the floor. But remember, we're on chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the increasing life. Chapter 5 from The Science of Getting Rich. We were in the middle of chapter 5, so I won't summarize. So if you want to catch up, go back and rewatch the half of the live stream. Part 1 of The Science of Getting Rich, chapter 5, increasing life. So let's continue on. Where did I leave off? I think I left off. Wallace Wattles was saying, it is essential, however, that your purpose should harmonize with the purpose that is in everything. Like your purpose should harmonize with the purpose that's in everything. Your purpose should harmonize with all the universal laws. Okay, we break everything down to universal laws. You should live in harmony with all the universal laws. Okay, it's not what most of us try to do. We try to manipulate these laws, but we can't manipulate universal laws. Okay, so that's really a whole purpose. You must want real life, not mere pleasure or sensual gratification. Life is the performance of function, and the individual really lives only when he performs without excess of every function, physical, mental, spiritual, of which he is capable. You do not want to get rich in order to live swinishly for the gratification of animal desires. That is not life. But the performance of every physical function is part of life, and no one lives completely who denies the impulses of the body a normal and healthy expression. You do not want to get rich solely to enjoy mental pleasures. This is where we left off. This is where I stopped right here in this paragraph. You do not want to get rich solely to enjoy mental pleasures, to get knowledge, to gratify ambition, to outshine others, or to be famous. All these are a legitimate part of life. However, the person who only lives for the pleasures of intellect alone will only have a partial life. He will never be satisfied with his lot. You do not want to get rich solely for the good of others, nor do you wish to lose yourself for the salvation of humanity, or to only experience the joys of philanthropy and sacrifice. The joys of the soul are only part of life. There are no better or nobler than any other part. So I read that sentence, the last one again, because I kind of stumbled over the words. There are no better or nobler than any other part. What he's saying is, you should want to live life to enjoyment of all areas of your life. There's no one area that's better than another area. That's really what he's saying. That's why he's kind of breaking everything down here. Is if you want to get rich, you want to get rich in all areas of your life. You want the richness of life, not just in one area, but all areas. And there's no one area that's better than any other area. That's what he's really saying. You want to get rich so that you can eat, drink, and be merry when it's time to do these things. You want to get rich so that you may surround yourself with beautiful things, see distant lands, feed your mind, and develop your intellect. You want to be rich so you may love people, do kind things, and be able to play a good part in helping the world to find truth. But remember that extreme altruism is no better and no nobler than extreme selfishness. Both are mistakes. That's very interesting. So sometimes a lot of us live by extremes. Okay, we think we can manipulate God. We think self-sacrifice is pleasing to God, and we're going to be blessed. But Wallace Wattles is saying both are wrong. Both extremes are wrong. Okay. Listen, get rid of the idea that God wants you to sacrifice yourself for others, that you can secure his favor by doing so. God requires nothing of the kind. What God wants is that you should make the most of yourself and for others, and you can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other respect. You can make the most of yourself only by getting rich. Thus, it is right and praiseworthy that you should give your first and best thought to the work of acquiring wealth. Remember, however, that the desire of substance is for all. Hmm. Okay, what does he mean by that? Remember, however, that the desire of substance is for all. What he really means is abundance is for everyone. That's what he means. Is that it's not for a few select people. It's not that some people get lucky and I don't. Okay. Abundance is for all people. That's what he's saying. Its movements must be for more life to all. It cannot be made to work for less life to any because it is seeking riches and life in everything and in everyone. The intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. This is when he starts talking about creative imagination. Like, I'm glad he said that. Like, it's kind of like you don't have to basically steal from this person to get what you want. Steal, like almost like steal from the rich, give to the poor. Okay. I'll I'll try to put this talking really loud. They're putting some music in here. Try to cover up the mic. I don't know if I can. They're selling stuff outside, but they're kind of playing a song. I might not be able to uh trying to talk over this song so it doesn't look like it wasn't so much a song. It was like they were talking. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah. That way we don't have copyrighted music go in this live. Okay, where was I? Okay, let me okay. The intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. Okay. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. Okay. Now he's kind of he talks about this a little bit more in depth later on in different chapters, but he's talking about your creative imagination. Okay, there is no such thing as competition. There's no such thing. You don't need to you don't need to hurry and worry to kind of get what's yours. All you need to do is create it. There is no idea of competition. Okay, because if you know that you have the ability to create what you want, then then that's all you need to know. Oh, money. Let me let money out here. Whoa, this has been an interesting live stream. Okay. Part one, emergency. Part two. I think the music, I don't think it was really a song, but we'll kind of see what I think about that. Um, luckily, they didn't play very loud, very long. So where was I? You must get rid of the idea. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. You do not have to take anything away from anyone. You do not have to drive sharp bargains. You do not have to cheat or to take advantage. You do not need to let any person work for you for less than he earns. You do not have to covet the property of others or to look at it with wishful eyes. No one has anything of which you cannot have the same. Listen to that. No one has anything that you cannot have. Okay, you don't have to look like, oh, you're envious, you're jealous of another person. Look how much success they have. Look, they're living in a wonderful house or driving a dream car, they're making more money. Okay, you don't have to be envy for them because everything they have, you can have as well. Okay, that's what Wallace Wattles is saying. You're to become a creator, not a competitor. You will become a creator by employing the higher faculties with which you have been endowed. And your higher faculties is this. This is not your five senses. Your don't get your higher faculties confused with your with your five senses. Your five senses are see, hear, smell, taste, touch. That's tied to your physical world and your 3D world. Okay. Basically, if, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. That's what your five senses do. Okay. But your five faculties are perception, reason, will, memory, imagination, and intuition. Okay, those are all tied to source inside you. Those are all tied to universal laws, a higher power, whatever you want to believe. Okay. No other forms of life was given these creative faculties. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other person will have more than he has now. I am aware that there are people who acquire a vast amount of money by proceeding in a direct opposition to the directions in the preceding paragraph. Those of the plutocratic type who become very rich sometimes do so purely through their extraordinary ability on the plane of competition. However, sometimes, for the example, in their contribution to the growth of the industry, they unconsciously harmonize with the substance in its movement toward the betterment of humanity. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, all are examples have been the unconscious agents of the supreme power and the necessary work of systematizing and organizing productive industry. Their work has contributed immensely toward increased life for all. They helped to organize production and were soon succeeded by the agents of the multitude who organized the machinery of distribution. Now he's kind of going deep in that, like deep in history a little bit. But what Wallace Wattles is really saying is that sometimes what happens when we start talking about manifesting and stuff like that, we say we you always want to be on the creative plane. You can always create the life that you want. That's the power you have. There's no such thing as competition. And sometimes what people do is, they want to kind of disprove what you're saying. They want to say, well, this person got where they are in life or extremely rich just by competition, being a competitor. You know what I mean? So what Wallace Wattles is saying, yes, that may be true in the beginning. Maybe they started off being a major competitor, competition, trying to do whatever they can to get ahead. But as success started to come their way, they ended up changing because they either did it consciously or unconsciously, meaning they either know what they're doing or they just did it. They just kind of did it naturally in order to move forward and keep making the kind of money they make. It's almost like almost a celebrity, maybe an actor who's been acting for a long time. All of a sudden, they do like a really, really popular TV show or a movie that went crazy popular. So their fame kind of seems like it came overnight, and it almost seems like overnight they got rich overnight. Um, but along the way, once they're rich, they start learning how to keep that riches. You know what I mean? They start learning that I got to be a better person. Okay, I got to carry myself a different way. I got to be the most successful version of me. I can't be the old version anymore. But that old version isn't going to get me farther. It's going to basically set me back. Um, Another thing I kind of, when I read this paragraph by the Wallace Wattles, is it's kind of what Bob Proctor called the unconscious competent, meaning that people are successful, but they don't really know why they're successful. People can be very, very successful in life. They can be very successful in manifesting, but they don't really know why they're successful. They can't hardly teach other people. You understand? Or when they give you advice, it's very, very broad advice because they struggle themselves to try to figure out why am I so successful? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you understand? That's what Bob Proctor called it unconscious competent. Like they're following the laws of the universe. They're doing these manifesting techniques, but they're doing it when they're not aware that's what they're doing. Okay. So let's figure out where I was. Where was I? The multimillionaires are like the monster reptiles of prehistoric eras. They play a necessary part in the evolutionary process, but for the same power which produced them will dispose of them, and It is well to bear in mind that they have never been really rich. A record of the private lives of most of this class will show that they have really been the most objective and wrecked of the poor. Riches secured on the competitive plane. Now he's going competitive competition. You're not creating. You're running around. You're trying. You're trying to screw your competitor. Whatever. You're doing whatever it takes to succeed. That's what he's really talking about here. Riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They are yours today and another's tomorrow. Remember, if you're able to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of the competitive thought. You must never think for a moment that the supply is limited. You drop into the competitive mind the moment you begin to think that all the money is being cornered and controlled by bankers and others, and that you must exert yourself to get laws passed to stop this process. Your power to cause creation will temporarily disappear, and what is worse, you will probably arrest the creative moments you have already instituted. Know that there are countless millions of dollars worth of undiscovered gold in the mountains of the earth. Know that there were not more would be created for the thinking substance to supply your needs. Meaning, like, the abundance is never going to run out. They always talk about, even if abundance runs out, more is created. That's what he's saying. Abundance is infinite. Abundance is divine. That's what he's really talking about. Know that the money you need will come. Ooh, that's powerful. Know that the money you need will come, even if it is necessary for 1,000 people to be led to discovery of new gold mines tomorrow. Okay, if you're short of money right now, your finances, you live month to month. You don't know where the money's going to come next month. Know that the money you need will come. Be confident in the money you need will come. Okay. Never look at the visible supply. Always look at the limitless riches in the formless substance. I read that one more time. Never look at the visible supply. What does he mean? Never look at your 3D world. Never look at their circumstances around you. This is where our five senses come in: see, hear, smell, taste, touch. Okay. We look at the evidence around us. Well, this isn't going to happen. Look at the environment I'm in. Look at the house I live in. You're looking at your visible supply. You're looking at your visible environment. Okay, what Wallace Wattles is saying, listen, never look at your visible supply. Always look at the limitless riches and the formless substance, and know that they are coming to you as fast as you can receive and use them. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can prevent you from getting what is yours. Listen to that. What is coming? You want your dream house? Nobody can stop it. Understand that. The only person who stop it is you, because you get in your own way. That's really the only person who stop your manifestations is you. Nobody else can stop your manifestations coming to you. Nobody can stop your desires coming to you, my friends. Nobody can stop it. Never allow yourself to think for an instant that all the best building spots will be taken before you get ready to build your house. You don't need to rush. Okay. When it's time to buy your house, the perfect house will always be available for you. Your dream house is always there. Nobody's going to take your dream house away from you. Never worry about the trust and combines and get anxious for fear they will soon come to own the whole earth. Never be afraid that you will lose what you want because some other person beats you to it. Nobody's going to beat you to your dream life. Nobody's going to take away what's rightfully yours. That cannot possibly happen. You are not seeking anything that is possessed by anyone else. You are causing what you want to be created from the formless substance, your imagination, your thought power, and the supply is limitless. When he says that the supply is limitless, abundance is limitless, my friends. Abundance is infinite, abundance is divine. You can never ask for more than enough. You can always ask for more. It's never going to run out. And Wallace Wattles says, even if it runs out, more will be created. And this is the end, the last few paragraphs here, tiny paragraphs. This how he wraps up the chapter. Live by this absolute truth. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. You can form things in your thought, and by impressing your thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing you think about to be created. This is how he ended part in chapter 4. This is the same three little paragraphs in chapter 4. And he ends it in chapter 5 the same way. Okay. What really kind of stood out for me really fast, I don't know why, is really kind of at the end of the chapter, is when he says, because I know a lot of you, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like, you're working really hard on manifesting, my friends. Keeping this book open so I remember what I'm going to read to you. Just a one sentence, not a paragraph, not a page. Don't get scared. But a lot of us out there, me included from time to time, you included from time to time, you're trying to manifest your best life. You're trying to change your life, baby. Okay. You're working really hard to make your life better, to improve your life, no matter whatever you want to call it. You want to live life here in terms. You're trying to manifest your dream life. You want to be, do have anything that you want. You put in the work, you put in the time, you're watching videos, you're trying to figure out this stuff as best as you can. You're doing manifesting techniques as best as you can. And sometimes, sometimes when you get older, lots of times what happens when we're trying and trying and trying and nothing is moving. You know what I mean? It just seems like the more I try, the worse it gets. You know what I mean? And when he said, like in the paragraph, and this is kind of more about money, because he gives this example about money, but I'll spin it several different ways for you, is know that the money you need will come. Even if you're facing financial difficulties right now, be confident in and know that the money you will need will always come to you. The money you need will always come to you. Blessings will always come to you. Know that what you're trying to create, your desires for your life will come to you. Know that you want your dream house. Know that it will come to you. Just get out of your own way. You can't control the how. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know exactly how it's going to come to you, but you know it's going to come to you. Same way with your dream car. You know it's going to come to you, baby. You don't know how. Okay. Stop controlling the how. Stop controlling the how did I come up with a down payment? How do I afford my car payment? Blah, 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 blah. Get out of your own way. Know that will come to you. Know that you can have anything that you want in life. Just know that. Just be confident in it. Even if you got to tell yourself this 1,000 times a day, know that you can have anything you want, my friends. Know that the money will come. Your blessings will come. Your dream life will come. No, be confident in it. Okay. God isn't going to abandon you. Know that. Live in it. Even if it's scary, even if you don't know kind of the next door you're going to go through, you don't know the next step you're going to take. You don't know the next corner you're going to cross. You know what I mean? Know the money will come. Know life will unfold. Okay. Know that you will be okay. Okay. Sometimes this is just a little test you're going through because so you can get the confidence so you can know you'll be okay. God is by your side. Source is by your side. Source is inside you. He's not living up in the cloud somewhere with the Care Bears, my friends. Okay. He's not separate from you. He's inside of you. Source is inside of you. The universal laws are inside of you. Abundance is your birthright. It's inside of you. It's your domain right. That's the truth. The truth is abundance is yours. That's your domain right. That's your dominion right is abundance on this earth. Okay. Sometimes you got to say this stuff over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So you just believe it. And so one day you wake up, and I'm not talking about you conceptually believe it, my friends. I'm talking about you truly to the core believe it. You truly to the core believe everything's going to be okay. You truly to the core believe everything I want will come in due time. You truly to the core believe that, you know what? Money is coming my way. Even if I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, money will come in due time so I can pay my bills. Know that. Know that, my friend. Be confident in it. Say that stuff to you over and over and over again. Anytime, listen, guys, now put this book down now. Anytime, it's not about you not having feelings. You don't have negative emotions. You don't get scared. You don't have, it's not about you never have worry, doubt, and fear creep in. Oh, like a lot of manifesting teachers, "Well, I'm never worried. I don't have worry, doubt, and fear because you're just going to manifest that." No, it's not about never having worry, doubt, and fear. It's knowing how to handle those things. Okay. When worry creeps in, you catch yourself in that state and you get yourself out of that state. That's what it's about. Okay. Now, how I do it most of the time anymore is I have affirmations that I say that gets me out of that state. Now, I don't have blanket affirmations, meaning I don't just say just anything or I just don't say words that mean nothing. Okay. I develop affirmations that when I'm feeling a certain way, I say a certain thing to kind of pull me out. Okay. If you're a runner, you always run backwards, you always run back to your comfort zone when times get tough, you get scared a little bit. Well, sit there and say, "Hey, when I remain, I always win. When I remain in a fire, I'll always win." Okay. When fear is face to face with me, I always win because I don't move, baby. Okay. You get nervous and scared every time you spend money. Money comes every time I spend money, comes back to me tenfold, baby. Every time I go grocery shopping, I'm walking around the store. Every time I spend money, money comes back to me double. Every time someone screws me, scams me of money, I'm repaid by 7 times. Thank you, Lord. They just ripped me off 2 grand. I'm repaid by 7 times. I can't wait for that $14,000 coming to me. you know, those are the stuff I say when I'm feeling that way. Those are the things I say to myself. Okay, I talk like me. I'm kind of funny and goofy and quirky, and some of my affirmations are funny, goofy, and quirky because that's how I talk. That's what my subconscious mind listens to. It listens to Chad, how Chad really talks. Okay. You got to phrase it how you really talk. If you swear and cuss a lot, hey, develop affirmations where you're swearing and cussing. Okay, my friends. I have another one. When I get just overall nervous, overall kind of worried out in fear, I don't know how things are going to work out. Everything always works out for me. Everything always works out in my favor. I'm blessed to have the favor of God, baby. Everything always works out for me. I don't have to be scared. Everything always works out. As God is for me, who dare be against me? Okay. And maybe I'll start off with one and that kind of goes into two or three, four, or five different things. And it takes me out of that state. Okay. If you're indecisive, you're worried about making a decision, you can say, "My decisions make me millions, baby. My decisions I make me millions." Okay. Okay, my friends. I'll be sharing a lot more of these affirmations more and more and more. It takes time for these affirmations because, you got to know your kind of bad habits, what you do. You got to catch yourself. And all you're doing is really catching your emotional state. You start feeling negative. Why am I feeling negative? Okay, what is scaring me right now? Maybe you're nervous around finances. Then you develop an affirmation around finances. Every time I spend money, it comes back to me tenfold. Every time I pay my bills, dude, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I have money to pay my bills, baby. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You gave me money to pay my bills. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Okay. Like it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter what you exactly say. It doesn't matter if it's grammatically correct. Those like grammar teachers out there, it doesn't matter. As long as it moves you, you understand, as long as it moves you out of the state, the negative state that you're in, it moves you out and you start being more confident. You start acting like that most successful version of you. Okay. Some of you out there are just making this stuff too hard. What's hard? I'll tell you the hardest thing about manifesting right now. What's hard is remaining in the fire. What's hard is not running back to your comfort zone. That's what's hard. What's hard is to remain. That's why I came up with that affirmation, because I know this is the hardest thing about manifesting. The hardest thing about identity work is remaining in the fire. When I remain, I always win. When I don't run back to my comfort zone, I always win. Okay. When I don't run home scared to mommy and daddy, I always win. Okay. I always win, baby. I always win when I do the best thing. When I do the best thing for people, I always win. I'm always blessed because I know deep down I did the best fucking thing. Okay. You got to talk to yourself like that. You know what I mean? And after a while, you start getting, you know what? I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be rich because I do the best thing for people. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to like my content, and I'm okay with that. But I do the best thing. I might not talk perfectly. I might not talk grammatically correct. My videos might be long winded and you go to sleep listening to me, but I'm doing the best thing. I'm doing the best thing for people because I'm really, truly trying to help people. That's why I win. You know what I mean? You got to talk to yourself like that, my friends. Okay. Just a heart to heart. Sometimes I wish I would have started talking this way in the beginning of the video, but sometimes, when we're doing these book reviews, it brings up certain emotions, certain things I want to share with you guys. Those of you that hang on to the end really gets the nuggets that I really like to share. But anyway, tribe, I got to go. It's been about half hour. This is part 2. I don't know how long I went on the first one, maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes or something like that. But I got to check this video too, just to make sure when they played that music, it wasn't so much a song, but as long as the algorithm don't pick it up as a song and they basically know what song it is, what artist sang it, blah, 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 blah. So, but anyway, remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow sometime for the next live stream. What are we on tomorrow? Today was chapter 5. Tomorrow we are on chapter 6. What is chapter 6? Ooh, chapter 6 is a good one. Chapter 6 is how riches come to you. Great title. Okay. How riches actually come to you. How abundance actually comes to you. Okay. How manifestations actually come to you. Switch these words up, baby. How your dream house actually comes to you. It's all interconnected. Okay. It's not just one thing. It's not just how money comes to you. It's how my dream card comes to me. It's how my SP comes to me. Okay. We can play with these words all day long. It's the same thing. Same thing, my friends. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. But remember, I love you guys. And peace out. And I will see you tomorrow in the next live. I don't know what time yet. We'll see what's going on. See how early I jump on here. But anyway, 100%. You'll see me tomorrow live with a different shirt on, maybe the same hat. I don't know yet. But anyway, peace out. Remember, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.